Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. I've just been watching some rugby league. It's the grand final here in Australia. The upcoming games, the main one, Storm versus Panthers. I wanted a nice, refreshing lager, so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do a review of one had sitting in the fridge for a while. So it's a collaboration between Goodland Brewing out of Traralgon in Victoria and King River Brewing, who are up in the King Valley in the high country of Victoria. So yeah, two breweries from my state. It's a HELLES and it's at 4.9%. I'm pretty sure it's like a classic HELLES as far as the malt goes, but it has like new school hops. So it could be quite interesting. King River are known for their lagers. They're pretty good. They do a lot of old school classic styles. Goodland are more modern. They do like a lot of hazies, a lot of stouts, but they mix it up. They do a lot of classics as well. So yeah, good collaboration. Yeah, I've got quite a few sort of German style beers from Aussie breweries in the fridge. So I just wanted something, yeah, nice and clean and refreshing to smash into to wake me up a little bit, to be honest. So I've got my lager glass. It's more of a Kolsch style glass, this one, but it does the job. And hello to Paul and Tater. Good to see you, boys. Bit of a random time, this one. I didn't think there'd be anyone around, but good to see someone. And yeah, this one's in a 440ml can, which is good. I like the bigger cans when it comes to craft beer. And I've been tucking into a couple of these as a macro, just a smasher out of Korea. So yeah, tomorrow look out for that on Macro Monday. So yeah, let's pour it, shall we? So yeah, a light straw in colour. About a 2 to 3 finger head. Very, very clean and clear. You could pretty much see straight through it. Carbonation, probably medium, and I'd say body light. Let's go a sniff. Cheers, Brandon. Good to see you, brother. And cheers, Sean. Good on you, boys. Yeah, dude, I remember seeing you in there. Hanging out with Kyle the other night. Welcome in. And cheers, Trilby. Good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you for ages, dude. We need to have a drink together. So I'm getting some lemon, like you typically do on a Helles. There's some pepper there as well. A little bit grassy and earthy. It just smells like a normal Helles to me. It's meant to have like, yeah, newer hops in it. So am I, brother. So am I. Always up for a drink. So I think what they were saying is it might have like some newer New Zealand hops, but it's still got some like noble features as well. So yeah, I'm getting like a bready, biscuity backbone, and yeah, like lemon, grassy, earthy, and some like pepper. Smells good. It smells just like a regular Helles. I'm going in, boys. I'm very, very thirsty, and I need a palate cleanser. You know how sometimes you just have those sessions where you're drinking heaps of big beers and you need something light and yeah, just something to reset. This is it. Oh yeah, So yeah, it's got a bit of like a what sort of a quality you get from Nelson, where you get like the white grape and the berry. I can see a little bit of that creeping in. And maybe a touch of lime as well. But I still feel the lemon and the grass and the slight sort of herbaceous peppery note at the end as the main feature. It's very clean, very easy drinking, light. They do a good job, the old King River, sorry. So yeah, I dare say Goodland are probably like, oh, we want to make a really good lager. So they've gone to King River and got some assistance from them because, yeah, their lagers are awesome. I've got a feeling these guys have done a collaboration with my favourite bar in Melbourne, and they've done a Roush beer, and they've even made it look a little similar to Schenkel, like the can artwork and that. So look out for that on the channel in the next week. Yeah. Gonna pour a little more, shall I? So is anyone out there having a drink, or is it a bit of an awkward time? So yeah, as I said, I'm about to watch the rugby league grand final here in Australia. I was always a Sharks supporter, Cronulla Sharks as a kid, but then obviously because Melbourne Storm come into the competition, I'm from Victoria, I jumped on them. So yeah, Storm is my team and they're in the final, so obviously rooting for them. Just hoping for a good game though. The AFL grand final was shit. It was a bit of a blowout. You just want a close game in the end. Yeah. Yeah, that was me this morning, Trilby. Craig and like Craig and Shark and Simo and that, they're all like, "Oh, come on, what are you doing? Have a beer." It's like I'm. It was like, it's 8:30, boys. Leave me alone. Let me get my day started. Yeah, fair call, dude. Everyone has their own interests, and yeah, I couldn't give a fuck. What, as long as people are happy, that's the main thing. So yeah, as I said, it's like got newer hops in it. This one, it's not traditional, but I think just due to the malt backbone, the yeast, it's just that style where it still drinks pretty classic. You're just getting a subtle change on the taste. It's a really good lager though. Like, I'm a big fan of King River as far as their lagers go. I would rate them in they'd be up in the top 10 in the country anyway. They do a really good job. I wonder, like, if the owner or the head brewer or whatever, it wouldn't surprise me if they've spent time brewing in like Germany or Czech or somewhere. It's generally the case with the Aussie breweries. If they've got a real good lager program, they've generally got a brewer that's spent a lot of time in Europe. Yeah, dude. I used to go to Sydney a fair bit when I was younger, just because had family there. Uh, lately the last time I went was probably 2 years ago. I went to a festival at one of my favorite breweries in the Blue Mountains. And then I stayed in the western suburbs in Newtown, and I just like visited a heap of the breweries and bars and did some like Thai food and yeah, just like some different sort of stuff around the Newtown and Marrickville area. It was really good. The only shit thing was is that when the floods were real bad. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, the last time Sydney had those really bad floods. And yeah, the shittest thing was is you couldn't get around. Like a lot of the train services got cancelled. You'd go to get an Uber and you couldn't get one because yeah, it was all booked out and like yeah, you just couldn't get anywhere. Like when I was in Marrickville, it was awesome because you could just walk and it didn't matter. But if I wanted to go a fair distance, I was pretty much stuffed. I remember getting held up at the airport for ages and it was so frustrating. But pretty cool area, Newtown. It actually reminds me of Fitzroy in Melbourne. It's sort of like your back in the day, old school working class environment, but now it's like real trendy and has like all the good sort of bars and breweries and restaurants and like street art and music and yeah, just something about it. It's got a really good vibe. That's what Fitzroy's like in Melbourne. Fitzroy used to be like the absolute slums, sort of like probably Redfern in Sydney. Used to be the slums, real troubled area, and now it's like, yeah, everyone wants to live there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was Marrickville and like a suburb or two around that area. There's like a heap of breweries all in the one spot, and you can pretty much walk to all of them. It's pretty cool. Look how clean that is. Woohoo. It's very light in colour. It's one of those beers, like if that was a macro, there'd be nothing to it. But like the flavour actually like packs a punch. You look at it and think, oh, it's gonna be nothing, but whew, that real like white bread crackery note, like slightly grainy. And then yeah, you're getting like this huge hit of like lemon, even some orange. I feel like it's got lime, lemon, orange, but lemon's main definitely the big hitter. And then yeah, you're getting like sort of like grassy note and like pepper. It is good. I really appreciate the old lagers these days. I've got to remember to save some for the photo as well. So yeah, I've got a pretty big day on today. Like as far as it's all spread out as well. Like I woke up early to hang with some UK and US boys having drinks this morning, and I did like a big dual review of an Impy Stout, and then yeah, hung out on a stream, and then like I was like, oh well, I want to stay awake because I want to watch obviously want to watch the NRL grand final, and then I'm like, fuck, the Vikings is in my NFL team play in London tonight. So I want to watch that as well, and I want to sort of have beers while I watch it. So I could be pretty messy by then. I would sort of wish I had more smashes. I've just got a heap of like hyped craft stuff, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to go to the supermarket again, and I might have to have a little nap in between also. Addictive. I'm like I'm like that. I don't know, that person that's in your workplace going, "Come, mate, come out for a beer. You know you want a beer. Come on, you'll have a beer. Come, buddy." Peer pressure. Well, good to see that I inspire you to crack another. I always go live at stupid times as well, like, just because of my work schedule. It's always different, and like, yeah, just depending on what I'm doing as well. But yeah, it's good to do a lager review. It's been a while. So yeah, two breweries that probably haven't featured on the channel that often. Yeah, you'll see a bit of them in the next week or two. Um, I actually would like to visit both breweries. That'd be pretty cool. Unfortunately, Goodland is on the other side of Melbourne from where I am, so it's probably from where I live, it's probably a good bloody 4 hour drive. And King River would be even further. Um, yeah, King River's in a beautiful part of the world. It's one of those places I really want to go, but it's sort of like if I'm going to go there, I need to plan. It'd be like a whole weekend sort of thing. I'd have to get accommodation and do some other shit while I was there. But yeah, good take on the HELLES. And as far as the name goes, I'm not sure what that is because there's a such thing as a Keller beer, and then there's a Huel melon or whatever it is, the hop. I don't know if it had anything to do with that. But yeah. Score wise, I'd probably go. I reckon I'd just go a straight 4 out of 5 for this one. It's a very well brewed lager, and I've definitely ploughed through it quite easily. So yeah, let's hope that it has woken me up a little and shifted my palate slightly. Because yeah, I need to keep going for a bit more. I might have to have a coffee, possibly a shower. I had a feed of some real spicy noodles before. That was awesome. But yeah, you have a good feed sometimes after some beers, and you start to get a little sleepy. The old full stomach. But anyway, as I said, 4 out of 5 for Goodland and King Rivers HUEKELLER HELLES at 4.9%. And yeah, if you see any beers from either brewery, get amongst them because yeah, both really good. And yeah, there might be some more reviews later tonight, early hours of tomorrow morning, watching the mighty Vikings over in England. Let's hope they make it 5-0. Currently killing it. So yeah, thanks, peeps, and we'll see you on the next.